relatively neutral, if you like. Okay, so welcome everybody. And in general, if something's hurting, like, you can you don't have to do the posture, you can modify as you need to. So a lot of what I like about yoga classes, it's a dialogue with your body. So you're kind of like checking in. And when we do this first breathing, you'll start contracting different muscle groups, starting with the legs and the hips and the back. And it just kind of gives you some awareness of what's going on. And then you can start finding different things to do in your everyday movement pattern. So go ahead and stand up. So we'll start with a standing deep breathing exercise. You bring the fingers under the chin. We'll just do a couple of breaths. You're gonna breathe into the nose, but it's not a sniff. It's more like a snore. You'll feel the breath kind of in the back of the throat there. Okay. So go ahead and interlace the fingers under the chin. We'll breathe into the nose. Stretch up towards the ceiling, nice and tall. And when you're ready, exhale. Reach the arms forward, get everything out. Inhale. Stretch up tall, and then exhale. Make a ha sound, breathe out through the mouth. Inhale. Good, try and stretch up. Exhale. Good. Inhale. The exhale, try and relax your breath. Squeeze your legs, your thighs, and your hips. And look back behind you. Good. Inhale. And then exhale. Good. Kind of go on your own. Inhale. Good. Pulling with the abdomen. And then exhale. Breathe out through the mouth. And then push your hips forward. Try and straighten your spine and get everything out. Inhale. And then exhale. Do two more. Inhale. And then exhale. And one more. Inhale, breath. And then exhale. There you go. And then arms down by your side. Kind of shake out the arms a little bit. And we'll just do some like kind of standing moving. So we're going to kind of swing the arms back and forth like this way. And just kind of relax your arms. Your feet are open about shoulder width apart. And then use your eyes and kind of look back behind you. So we're just going to get a little spine rotation here. Going to either side. There you go. Sometimes you can start to get a little adjustments in your back. Kind of use your shoulders, go side to side here. And just think about your spine from the bottom all the way to the top. Think about it twisting and kind of opening, just getting a little bit of movement. All right, from there, we'll kind of just do some arm circles, back and forth like this way. We're going to go forwards. So we'll work on the shoulder joints, we'll work on the wrist joints, and we'll go backwards. Try and get nice and wide and open circles, right? As open as possible. And if you can, we'll kind of reverse the motion. It's a little more difficult. It took me a while to kind of get this one sorted. And then we'll go the opposite ways. And let's go in and out on both sides. So right hand on top and right hand on bottom. And we're just getting a little motion. Start getting everything kind of warmed up. And then kind of make some fists and do some wrist rotation, kind of back and forth like this. Bring the hands together, kind of push them out to the side this way. And then you can kind of go one hand at a time. We'll get some flexion, get some extension. I kind of do this throughout the day. Again, some flexion, extension. Then you can grab the wrist, kind of twist, kind of in like this way. You should feel this in the forearm. Again, we don't do many forearm stuff. And here's the opposite way like this. So I'm kind of twisting out and back. And this is some old like martial arts stuff, pseudos and things like that. So just kind of getting the wrist to open and pulling the hand together. And where you find some tightness, that's like an area that you might want to, kind of work further on. So it's a little bit of exploration here too. Just kind of bring the hand in, but do the opposite hand here too. So I'm just twisting and pointing in towards the body. And this is also like self-defense stuff, right? Someone grabs you, you can kind of pull them down that way. So there's multiple applications, I guess. All right, just kind of shake the hands out. All right, make fists, and I do some rotations here. This camera. Okay. All right, now let's kind of do some half moon pose here. Bring the arms up over the head, bring the hands palms together, interlace the fingers, and release the index finger and kind of cross the thumb. Stretch up nice and tall, and then slowly going to go right and left a couple of times, back and forth. And if you can tell, I'm getting the hips to move slightly, right? And if this is real hard, you can go one hand at a time and go to the side. But it's kind of, or just kind of bend the elbows a little bit as you need to. Okay, kind of stop in the middle, stretch up nice and tall to the ceiling, and then slowly bend your body to the right, and just start breathing in and out to the nose. So try and work on that steady breath, kind of pushing my hips on one side, and then reaching with my arms and my upper body to the opposite side. That's good. Tighten up the legs, the thighs and the hips, kind of push the hips forward, bring your arms back, and exhale. Just kind of come down and push and push. Good. Inhale, lift up, stretch up towards the ceiling nice and tall, and go the opposite direction. That's good. And we're going to kind of like corkscrew the shoulders. So I'm bringing that shoulder forward, and then bring my arms back. So a little bit of body weight in the heels, and then you're going to push the hips forward, trying to get the hips in one line. So I'm kind of bringing the opposite hip forward, and I'm stretching with the arms, right? I'm reaching as much as possible, trying to get a stretch down the side of the body. And exhale, and see if you can go down nice and deep at the end. Exhale, push and push. Good. Inhale, lift up. All right, now we're going to drop the head back, relax the head, neck, and shoulders, stretch up tall. And then we'll go into a backward bend. Just drop the head back and push the hips forward, right? So my stomach, thighs, the hips are pushing forward. My head's dropping back. My arms are going back. I'm going to look back behind you. Exhale, go back, fall back, way back. All right, slowly lift up. And then exhale, we'll bring our hands towards the floor. Welcome. Wiggle out the hips a little bit, back and forth, right and left. Get a little bit of movement. Again, if you need to, you can have, if you have a sofa or a chair in front of you, you can use that to help you as you're moving down towards the floor. Get the hips to move back and forth, back and forth. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. That's good. Kind of wiggle out the hips to grab the back of the legs. Relax the shoulders. Just kind of pull with the arms. You're trying to get nice and tight. So your stomach on the thighs, chest on the knees, and eventually your forehead touches on the legs below the knees. Pull the arms, lift up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale the breath, pull and pull. All right, inhale. Slowly bring your arms out and up to the ceiling. And then exhale, arms down by your side. Good. Roll the shoulders back. So in general, always shoulders backing down. If you're ever in doubt, just kind of get that motion. Think about strengthening that upper back, okay? We'll do one more quick set. Bring the arms over the head. Good, stretch up towards the ceiling, and then slowly bend your body to the right and push your hips to the left, all right? Roll that shoulder forward to try and get the shoulders in one line. Bring your arms back a little bit. Bring the weight back in the heels, and then tighten up the legs and the hips. Just kind of push your hips forward. That's good. Bring your chin up. Bring your arms back. Just kind of stretch maximum with the arms. Try to get that side body stretch. Exhale, push and push. Inhale, lift up. Go up and over to the opposite side. That's good. Again, trying to get that side body stretch. Tighten up the legs. Make sure your feet are kind of planted into the floor. That's good. Reach with your upper body. Second set, you should start getting a little bit more loose. So you can kind of use more of the arm strength and the shoulder strength. That's good. Chin up and arms back. Eyes open. Exhale. Come down. Push, push, and push. Good. Inhale, lift up. Drop the head back. Do another back bend. Lift the chest. Roll back in the heels. Try and look back behind you. Push your stomach, thighs, and hips forward. And then just kind of fall down backwards. Try and get everything and go back. Arms back. Look back. Fall back. Good. Inhale, lift up. Bring the hand towards the floor. Good. Wiggle out the legs. So just kind of moving the legs one at a time. Your legs are kind of like pistons back and forth. Again, fingers putting some pressure into the floor to kind of help you go into the posture. Right, left, right, left. You can bend your knees and squat down. Kind of bring your hips down to your heels. Sometimes I like doing this. The knees are a little tight, right? Just kind of bounce into it slightly. Bring the forehead in towards the knee. You just kind of get like, put yourself in like a ball, right? You roll, you kind of round it as much as possible. And then we'll go ahead and grab the back of the legs, pull with the arms. If you're real flexible, you can get the fingers underneath the heels, right? And if you're just still kind of warming up, you're just grabbing the back of the ankles and pulling with the arms, bring the forehead in towards the shin, stomach on the thighs, chest on the knees. Get nice and tight. Now push the knees back to the back wall. Pull with the arms and try and get a 360-degree stretching feeling. That's good. Exhale the breath. We're almost there. Just kind of pull and then lock the knees, lock the knees. All right. Change when you're ready. Inhale, bring the arms up to the side, stretch up towards the ceiling, and exhale, arms down. Good. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Very good. We'll do a couple more for the legs, kind of get everything warmed up. Stretch forward like this way. Open your feet so they're about parallel hip width. And exhale, go ahead and sit down. This is called awkward pose. Drop the shoulders down, back and down, reach forward, and just try and sit down as deep as you can. Reaching forward. That's good. Bring the toes in and the heels out, right? So it kind of opens up the hip joint. Keep stretching forward, sit down, and then fall back, go back. All right. Change. Come on up. Now we're going to get up on the balls of the feet. So try and get up nice and tall. So I'm lifting up so I feel my calf muscles, and then I'm going to sit down. Try and straighten my spine while I do this. Good. Bring your upper body back, knees up and heels up. See how high you get up on the toes. Squeeze the arms and triceps, everything nice and tight. Chin up, chest up, and then change. Come on up. Good. Feet go flat. All right. Third part. You're gonna roll up on the balls of the feet, squeeze the knees together, and then bring your shoulders back, and then try and go down nice and slow. Pull your knees together real tight. So you're working those adductors, the inner leg strength. And again, you can bounce a little bit, right? Shoulders back, chest up, and then when you're ready, we're going to slowly lift up, squeeze the knees nice and tight together, and then arms down by your side. All right, good work. All right, next is balancing stick. Bring your arms over your head. That's good. Take a big step with that right foot, and then slowly we're going to bring our body down and try and make a T like Tom. Stretch forward and back, trying to get the leg up parallel to the floor. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. That's good. Bring a leg up a little bit taller, leg up, and then change. Slowly come up. That's good. All right, take a big step on the left foot. Get up on the right toes, and then slowly drop down. Lots of times that back leg needs to get up a little bit taller, right? If you're having any trouble with the shoulders, you can bring the hands in like that way, right? If you're feeling strong, reach the arms forward, get the leg back, leg up, leg up, leg up. Good. And then change. Slowly come back. All right, cool. Let's do one more set of those. Good for the heart, right? Getting the heart pumping. All right, bring the arms up, hips forward, shoulders back, big step on that right foot. Get up on the left toes and try to look out in front of you, right? Looking out about 3 or 4 feet. Spine straight position. That's good. If you lose the balance, bring the hands in a little bit more. Let's go leg up a little bit taller, leg up, leg up, leg up. Good, change, come on back. All right, left side, opposite foot, big step. And then slowly drop your body down. Good, extending in the opposite directions. Try and drop the hips down. So I'm working on getting my hips level. So the weight goes on the inside of that foot. Pick the leg up a little bit taller. Keep extending opposite way. Stretch, stretch, and stretch. And then change. Slowly come back. And exhale, arms on by your side. All right. Let's do 2 more. This one is called standing head to knee, right? So we'll go take it step by step. You know, keep one leg nice and strong and straight. Pick up the right foot. Try and pull back on the toes. Round your body forward. Then you grab that foot 2 inches below the toes, all right? So this is the first part of the posture. And when you're ready, you can slowly start kicking forward. Trying to get your legs in opposite directions. Eventually you can interlace those fingers nice and tight. The final part, you bend the elbows. Bring the elbows into the calf. Eventually beyond that calf muscle. The forehead goes in towards the knee. All right, that one's a little more difficult. So if you're just in the very beginning parts, that's where most people, stay right there. So you can just kind of stay like this if you like. All right, I know you wanted to go, you guys are all overachievers. So when you're ready, round forward, grab that foot, and then slowly kick forward. That's good. You're gonna try and squeeze both legs nice and strong. And when you're ready, you can bend the elbows around the spine. Keep squeezing. I'm kicking forward and I'm leaning back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll do a little assisted backward bend. Just kind of drop the head back, push the hips forward. Nice and easy. So you find in lots of these postures, there's opposing forces, right? So I'm kicking forward and I'm leaning back. And that's always how we find the balance in a lot of this stuff. Okay, next is standing bow. Right palm up, elbow at the hip. Again, if you got a countertop or a wall for balance, that helps lots of times. We're going to grab the foot at the ankle, bring our knees together, lift that left arm up to the ceiling, and then slowly start kicking back and reaching forward. All right, I'm trying to get my heel away from my body, so my heel is kicking back and up. Eventually kind of comes up over the head. Good, extend that left arm, reach and stretch forward, kick back and up, kick, kick, and kick. Good, slowly come up. The opposite side, so the palm lifts up, you swing it out to the side. So your arm is opened up in the shoulder, grabbing the inside, okay? So in the beginning, try to bring the knees together, and the shoulders aligned, so my shoulders reaching towards the chin, and then just start kicking back with that left foot, and extending forward. They're kind of equal in the opposite. You kick back, so you stretch forward, reach in the opposite directions, keep kicking back and up, stretch forward, kick, and kick. Good, slowly come out. All right, people usually like this one, so we'll do another set, all right? Right palm up, grab the inside, good, knees together, left arm up to the ceiling. Remember, shoulders and hips are gonna kind of move together. Good, kick back and up. Good, extend in opposite directions, really reach forward, extend your body forward, keep kicking strong. And if you fall, try and fall forward, it means you're reaching forward enough, all right? Go to that maximum, then slowly release when you're ready. All right, last one. Grab the foot, on the inside, right arm up, inhale the breath, and slowly start kicking. Good, extend and reach forward. Kick the heel back behind you. All right, this is my cheating, put my hand on my thigh, put it on the countertop. Reach and extend, kick, kick, and kick. Good, slowly come back. Hands on the back. A little backward bend. Ooh, actually, hands on the thighs. Put our hands on the thighs and do it. Just kind of forward fold. Perfect. And from here, you kind of open up the legs. Actually, I like doing this one too. I'm just going to kind of go back and forth to the right and to the left. So I'm going to use my arms as leverage. And I'm getting a little bit of a spine twist here. I'm using my shoulders, right? I'm getting some inward rotation of the shoulder. And then just kind of sit down and reach forward, right? Or put the hands on the thighs so you kind of go back and forth, right and left. So feeling that leg strength. All right. Let's go. What do we got from here? Balancing stick and those. Your heart should be pumping a little bit. So let's go to the floor. And so from here, all right, we'll go into a tabletop position. Let's see, try and get this balance here. All right, so kind of go into all fours here. My palms are underneath my shoulders. My hips are just above my knees. I'll just kind of round back and forth. And call this one cat and cow. Just kind of moving the spine back and forth, tucking the chin into the chest, rounding the back, and then letting the belly fall. Rolling the shoulders down. You can sink down towards the floor. Reach the hips back to the heels. And I like going kind of right and left, using a little motion, both directions, extending the arms forward and sinking the hips back. All right, so we'll do some glute activation from here. You know, that's one of my favorites. Reach the right arm forward and the left leg back. Stretch in opposite directions. As you do this, make sure you get the glute and the hamstring involved. So we're going to try to stay out of the lower back and just use the leg muscles. Switch the arms and legs. All right, and keeping a neutral neck here. Squeeze and stretch as much as possible. Switch the arms and legs again. So my right arm forward, my left leg back. And again, really focusing on the muscle groups. Switch them up. Focusing on the muscle groups you want to engage. Again, so glutes, all the posterior, so back of the body muscles, the glutes and the hamstrings. All right, bring the hands and legs down. Now we're just going to kind of rotate out to the side. Just kind of lifting the knee up to the side and get a nice, pointing the toe and get just kind of rotation. So we're getting different layers of muscle groups and opening, activation, really, more than anything. So try and do this about 5-6 times. And we'll switch the arms and leg, or switch the legs, do the opposite leg. So I'm on my left side now. And I'm always thinking about, symmetry with the arms and shoulders. So I'm trying not to lean to one side too much. All right. Again, we'll kind of sink the hips back, reach the arms forward, try and get that lower spine to open up a little bit. Extend in opposite directions. All right, from here, we're going to curl the toes. We'll do our first downward dog, curl the toes and lift the hips up to the ceiling. Drop the head down towards the floor, spread the arms, spread the hands. Good, lifting the hips up. All right, let's lift that right leg up to the ceiling. And then bend the knee and kind of let the hip open up a little bit. So I'm getting, again, it's kind of like that in the beginning of class. We did that side body stretch. So you should feel it down the side there. Reach that center position. I'll take a big step forward with that right foot. I'm up on the back toes. I'm up on the ball of the foot and lift your arms up. Just kind of opening the shoulders, opening the rib cage. And then open in opposite directions. We'll do our warrior. That's warrior 1, warrior 2. So kind of opening up here. All right, bring the right elbow onto the knee and lift the left arm up to the ceiling. I'm going to twist, like twist the shoulders, backing up. And then you can open up the hand and reach down to the floor into our triangle pose. Stretching up and down opposite directions. That's good. Look up to the ceiling, turn your chin and stretch up. And then, good. Slowly bring your hands down towards the floor. And then reach that right leg back. Let's do a plank position just for a moment here, right? So I'm bringing my weight forward. I'm getting real tight. Where? In the stomach and the glutes, right? Real strong. All right. Lift the hips up to a downward dog. Left leg up this time, so do the opposite foot, stretch it up to the ceiling, and then bend the knee, open the hip. Gonna feel that side body stretch. Again, you can have a little movement with the leg and the hip, but just kind of let it hang there. All right, let's reach that center position. Big step forward with the left foot. All right, slowly bring your arms up. I'm trying to get my knee, or my heel, my knee above my heel, or my heel below my knee. But even if the knee goes over, it's fine. It's okay. Lift the arms up and then open up. So as I open up, my foot plants down to the ground, right? It's kind of naturally going to happen. Reach the arms opposite directions and then left elbow on the knee, stretch up. Again, I'm twisting. I'm using this leg as leverage. I'm twisting, backing up. So you get a little bit of a spine twist. I'm opening the hands and I'm trying to sink the hips down for this triangle pose in the opposite directions. Stretch up and down. Just kind of open up. All right, let's bring the hands down to the floor. Bring that left leg back. We'll go in that plank position. Roll the weight forward. All right. So my shoulders are going almost over my hands and lift the hips back up again. All right, actually, let's do that plank position and let's bend the elbows. Elbows in real tight and drop your body down towards the floor. And then push into the floor. We'll do our up dog. So my arms are straight, my legs are on the ground, my knees are on the ground, right? In the beginning ones, I kind of take it easy on myself and then curl the toes, lift the hips up, and walk the legs back and forth, right and left, right and left. So I'm really overemphasizing kind of the twisting, moving my knees, just because it feels good to get that side stretch in the body. So you're looking for tight areas if you can. All right, let's lift that right leg up again to the ceiling. Take a big step forward. We'll do the same thing. Lift the arms up and open the arms. Warrior 2. Now I'll reach back to the back wall. So reach back, I'm gonna grab the inside of my left leg. Right, feel a nice little stretch. And we'll go to our triangle again. This time let's straighten the leg actually. We'll do a different style triangle. So straighten the leg, reach the hand down towards the floor, and then lift up towards the ceiling. I think this one kind of feels a little bit easier. Stretching up and down. That's good, getting that side body stretch. All right, let's bring the hands down towards the floor. Bring the hands on either side of the leg, and then reach that right leg back. We'll bend our elbows, drop our body down. Elbows always in real tight. If you start to get elbow pain, we're gonna keep the elbows in as much as possible. And then you can always kind of skip it or just go down to your stomach, right? If things are real painful, walk the legs out. Lift that left leg up to the ceiling, big step forward. Bring our arms up again, and then open to the side. That's good. Straighten out that left leg. Actually, we gotta go backwards, right? Reverse the warrior. So I'm grabbing the back of the leg, reaching my arms to the back wall, feel a nice little stretch, and then straighten the leg. My hand's on my shin, or it's on the inside, outside, or it's on a block, right? If you need something, the shin is good though for an assistance. Same thing, kind of twisting, lifting up and down in opposite directions. All right, let's bring those hands forward again. Bring that left leg back, elbows in tight. You can even keep the leg up, right? If you're feeling like you want more challenge, one leg at a time. Up dog, and then down dog. All right, so kind of flowing through it a little bit, walking those legs back and forth. All right, again, let's do that plank position. So bringing the body weight forward, hands palms underneath, pick one leg up at a time, right? Lifting my right leg up. Again, I'm trying to feel the glutes. Left leg up. All right, let's drop on the knees, bring the hips back to the heels, reaching the arms forward, dropping the head down. Right and left, right and left. All right, okay, curl the toes. Let's lift the hips up again. We'll do a little bit more kind of hip stretching. Right leg up to the ceiling. Take a big step forward. And we're gonna do this lizard pose. I'm gonna let my knee go out to the side. All right, my hands are on the ground. So I'm letting the knee kind of go out to the right side here. My left knee's on the ground. And with my knee in my ground, I'm bringing my hands, put on my thigh. I'm gonna reach across my body with my elbow. You can bring the palms together and just kind of twist, or you can kind of keep the hands on the leg, keep that connection. Good, back to the center position again. All right, let's bring those hands down, bring that right leg back. Let's lift the leg up to the ceiling, nice and tall. Big step forward. We'll go through our vinyasa, bring our arms up. Let's open up, warrior 1, reverse. Triangle pose, stretch up and down. That's good. Bring the hands down for our chaturanga. Right leg back, elbows in. Up dog, down dog. So you can kind of flow it out a little bit, or you can go slower. It's kind of up to you, find that pace that works. Left leg up to the ceiling. Big step forward. And now let the knee go out to the side again. We're gonna do this lizard pose on the left side. I'm keeping the body weight in my hands. My right knee's on the ground, right, for support. You feel a stretch on the outside of the hip, and then we'll bring the knee in, we'll reach across the body, either hands together. And if you want, you can even straighten that back leg, right? You can straighten that back leg, bring the hands together, and get in a twist. You use this hand, right? Push the knee in. Very good. Bring the hands back down. Let's get that left leg back. Elbows in tight, chaturanga. And then lift up dog, and down dog. There you go. All right, let's bring our knees down to the ground. Sitting Japanese sitting style, just kind of sitting on the knees. And again, I'm gonna go right and left a little bit. So depending on what's going on with your knees, you can stay right here. If you wanna go back a little, if you want to try to stretch more of the thighs and hip flexors, we'll start to lean back. My heels are open enough so my hips can fit in between. My knees can open up as much as they need to. My hands go on the ground. And I'm slowly gonna go one elbow at a time, right elbow and left elbow down. Eventually the head might touch the ground too. Just kind of feeling that stretch in the thighs and the hip flexors. Looking back behind me. Take a few moments there. And then you can walk the hands back forward. Reach one leg back at a time. So now I'm kind of getting that glute to engage again, right side and left side. All right, okay, from here, let's stand on the knees. We'll do a camel pose. So bring the hands on the lower back. We're gonna push our hips forward and look back behind you. If you wanna go a little deeper, you can reach for the heels, one heel at a time. Lift the chest up, roll the shoulders back. That's good. I'm straightening my arms. I'm feeling the stretch in my arms, my legs, lifting up towards the ceiling, pushing the hips forward. Squeeze nice and tight. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the hands down. Sit down in that Japanese sitting style. Kind of go right and left a little bit. I like a little bit of motion always. All right, let's do a little bit for the wrists and hands. So again, remember, we kind of twist this way, twist that way. We'll bring our hands down to the ground, our fingers kind of moving inwards a little bit more. So you guys can see the hand position. So I'm bringing my hands in, right? You can do that. Again, you can do a plank like this if you want to get some strength in with it, or you can let the knees drop down. And just gonna feel a stretch in the forearms here, right? And from here, I'm gonna switch my hands on the ground. This might be a little bit more challenging. So I've got a lot more weight in my knees. I'm gonna kind of rotate my hands a little bit. The fingers go outward. And kind of working to the inside of the thumb. Eventually you can kind of get more just right on the top of the thumb there. It's just a little bit of body weight. Hopefully you got a little bit of cushion on your yoga mat and your towel. This is like a towel mat combo. It's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm looking for tightness in my wrists and my hands. Wow. The thumbs are the strongest, part of your hand. So it's good to kind of get into that thumb and open up that joint. All right, bring your hands together. You can kind of roll the wrists out a little bit. You can dig your fingers into the hands, work to the knuckles. So some self-massage kind of stuff. And make some fists rotate back and forth. All right. Now, so the wrists are a little bit more warmed up. I'm gonna curl the toes. Here, so I'm curling my toes. I'm sitting on my feet like this. So a little bit more for the feet. So I'm curling my toes and sitting down this way. Right, you can even bring the fingers to the floor and bring the knees up. You guys seen the knees over toes guy? He's got some great controversial stuff, but this is some of his moves. Just bring the knees over the toes. Right, so I'm stretching my feet, and this is a good one to kind of go side to side a little bit too. I'm going to the right and left and just kind of play around with it a little bit. We're just kind of want some motion. Eventually, you're going to bring the hand down. I'm going to show you these different kind of push-ups. So you're reaching the knees to the side and bringing my hand just real close into my body, going down to the floor. And eventually, you can kind of open up the legs and do different stuff. But in the beginning, just kind of sink down, right side and left side a few times. All right, cool. Again, the wrists are a little sore, kind of make fists. I'm gonna do something for the outer shoulder here. So I'm gonna put the top of my hand on the outside of the hip. I'm gonna dip my elbow in to the inside of my leg, and I'm just kind of feeling the stretch in the shoulder here. So this one gets a little complicated sometimes. So hopefully you feel it. If you don't feel it, let me know. You say something, I think your camera will turn on and I'll show you what's going on and we'll switch them up. But it's kind of like you can use your hand and pull it to the inside. I just kind of use the leverage in my legs because then I can use my opposite hand and kind of support myself here. And you're just going to feel, right, I'm feeling stretching all the way across my elbow joint and my shoulder. Basically just moving our body in ways that don't usually do it. So feels a little foreign at first, but creates some resiliency, right, in the body. Make some fists, rotate the hands. All right, let's curl the toes again. Put the hands down on the ground. We'll do our plank position. And we can drop on the forearms. Let's drop on the forearms, right? My stomach and my glutes are real tight. So here, I just want you to focus on squeezing those glutes. Roll, like I'm rounding my back a whole bunch here. and let the belly fall down. All right. Reach your hands forward and just pull your body forward, pulling your shoulders back. My legs are opened up. And now I'm going to push it into the floor. And I'm going to slowly inch my hands in closer to my body. Right. My legs are just on the floor. My hips are on the ground. I'm pulling my shoulders back and down. And this is an attempt to kind of pull the discs back into the body. You ever heard of like slip disc or, you know, the disc herniations? This is in theory, this kind of pulls it back in. So we're creating a vacuum in that lower back. All right. Bring our elbows back down. Let's just lift the hips up and back down. Let's go up and back down. So this is like a stomach kind of crunch almost. Squeeze the glutes up and down a few times. That's good. Bring the knees down. And let's kind of reach our arm through our body, right? So we're going to reach the right arm through, drop the head down. It's like a shoulder and neck kind of opening. So kind of rolling to the back of the body. I'll switch the hands. So I'm getting a little bit of a stretch in my neck and my shoulder here. Oh yeah, you know which one I forgot actually was our eagle pose. So we'll kind of do this right here. All right, so you can kind of reach one arm underneath. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that one. So we'll bring our palms together like this. Bring our elbows down and just kind of turn and twist the hands, right? And switch the arms. So one arm underneath the other, palms go together, and we're going to twist with the wrist a little bit. So eventually you make an eagle beak in front of the face. It's going to open the shoulders and we go back and down. So right side and left side. I'm going to do 1 or 2 sets here. Up and down, back and forth. That's good. All right, let's put the hands down on the ground. Reach the legs back behind you. Another little plank position, and then lift the hips up to the ceiling. Walk the legs one at a time, right and left. Drop the forehead down on the floor. Let's lift that right leg up to the ceiling. Reach it forward, right? We'll do our warrior again series. Lift the arms up, right? Real strong in this leg, right? And then drop that left heel, open the arms, stretch in opposite directions. Drop the elbow, lift up to the ceiling and down to the floor, opposite ways. That's good. Stretching up and down. That's good. Bring the hands down to the floor. Lift that right leg back. Chaturanga, elbows in tight. Right, elbows in. So I can't overemphasize this enough. Elbows in, right? And then slowly dip your body down. Up dog, and then down dog. All right, walk those legs around a little bit. Left leg up to the opposite side. Big step forward. Put the arms up. Plant that foot. Open to that warrior 2. Drop the hand down on the floor. Lift up to the ceiling and twist. Triangle pose. Perfect. Swing the arms back down. Lift that left leg back. Maybe pick the leg up. And then drop the body down again. Elbows in. Up dog. And down dog. All right. Let's bring the knees down to the floor. Let's curl the toes again. And we're kind of just going to try to sit in a just a squat position here. So I'm opening my feet a little bit. My feet are out to the side. And this one, the position is somewhat irrelevant because we're built very differently in our hips. But this is a great move to figure out how to sit like this, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You can do this every day. It'll get more and more comfortable. And it's just a great stretch in the lower spine. So if this is real tough, find something to hold on to, like a chair, right? Or something like that. And then you can really sink your hips back down if this one's challenging. All right. Bring our hands down to the floor. We'll do a little bit of strengthening. So we're going to do that crow pose again. So my knees are outside of my arms. And I'm just going to kind of roll forward and roll back, right? If this is scary for you, just kind of roll on the toes and just kind of feel the weight going into your hands. Eventually, if you want to try and stick it, you bring the chin up, right? So as I roll forward, I bring my chin up and my legs come up off the ground. And I'm squeezing my knees together to make it a little easier too. Eventually balance in there. And then you can transition, kicking the legs back. So I'll roll forward, Then you can kick the legs back in that plank position and drop the knees down. So try that a few times. Again, this is why we do that wrist warm up with my wrists on the ground. So I'll kind of incorporate these in between every once in a while. All right, let's do some more hip stuff. Cross the feet. Now sit down on the floor. And let's do a little lower back first. Right leg out, left leg in. I'm gonna reach my arms out forward. And I'm gonna try and drop my forehead down towards the knee and drop the left shoulder down and in. I'm creating a little bit of pressure, the sole of the foot on the inner thigh. And just dropping the head down, working to eventually getting the head and the knee to touch. All right, switch up the legs when you're ready. Left leg out, right leg in. And you can always bend this knee if you need to grab the foot. You can use a hand towel if you like, your extension board. Dropping the head down towards the knee. And eventually you can kind of slide that heel forward. So I'll start with a bent knee, and then I'll slowly try to straighten the leg as I feel more comfortable. Reaching that heel forward. And this is when you feel in the QLs, right? The quadrilateral, that lower back. I mean, this one's pretty intense for me, actually. Very good. Bring the legs out in front of you. We're going to lie back, and we're going to quickly sit up. Bring the arms back. And reach forward and grab the toes. So with the peace fingers, I'm going to grab the big toes, kind of hook the big toes like that. And I'm going to kind of walk the legs back one at a time, just to kind of make sure things get more symmetrical. Squeeze the legs, extend the spine, and then pull with the arms, bending the elbows. And some people, they get the forehead to touch the toes. Won't be demonstrating that today though. Okay, extend forward, pull, and pull. All right, bring the hands back behind you, fingers to the back wall, and we're gonna lift the hips up. I like bringing the legs in a little bit, just so it's less intense. I'm gonna open the shoulders, and I think this would be good for your shoulders, doing this one. So I'm gonna lift the hips up. I'm straightening the arms. Wow, that one's kind of intense. And then drop the body back down. You can switch the hand position, so the fingers are going forward and lifting up, and play around with this. See what works for you. Lift the hips up again, and then back down. All right, cool. Let's do some bridging. All right, so I'm gonna bring my body down here, hands down on the ground. I'm gonna lift my hips up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna open up my feet position a little bit, rolling the shoulders down. We're gonna go back and down a few times, all right? So lifting the hips up and back down, up and down, right? You can do one leg at a time. This kind of creates more intensity. That's good. We can do less of them, right? So I'm lifting the hips up, and again, I'm squeezing the glutes, getting the hamstrings to work. Right, if that's too much, just do both legs down on the ground. We're gonna bang out a couple more here. All right, if you wanna make it even more intense, you can put your foot on top of a chair or a sofa. Up and down. Wow, all right. Okay, we're gonna do one more bridging, and I'll bring my hands behind my head here. Right, and so actually let's do the easier version first. I'm gonna grab my ankles and just lift my hips up towards the ceiling. Just get nice and tight and lift up. Right, if that's feeling pretty good and you want to go deeper, bring the hands behind you. And then arch your spine, lifting the body up. Try to straighten those arms, right for the upper spine. It's kind of arching up. So I'm up on the toes, makes it a little easier. And then slowly dip back down. Beautiful work. All right, swing the soles of the feet together. The knees go out to the side here. I'm just kind of pushing down the inner thighs. Extend the right leg, bend the left knee, pick the foot up and over. We'll do those spine twists here. So with my right hand, I'm pushing the knee down to the floor and reaching the chin to the back wall, right? Or reaching the hand to the side. Just getting a little bit of a twist. And we'll switch the legs. So my left leg is straight. I'm bending the right knee, bring it up and over the body. right? So you can stay here. If you want to try something a little different, you can bend that the opposite leg, so your left leg. I'm bending the knee. I'm grabbing the top of the foot, and then I'm using that hand as leverage. And at the same time, pushing this opposite knee down. So just another way to do that spine twist. And they call that shoelace or something. All right. Bring your feet back down again. Let's do a couple more bridges here, or a couple more lifting the hips up. I don't know, I'm blanking on the name. Let's do one leg at a time. I like this one a little bit better. Get strength in the lower body. Lift that left leg up and just lift the hips up one at a time. Again, work in the posterior of the body. Squeeze those glutes. Use a hamstring. Switch the legs. Always taking notes on what's working, what's tight, and what's not. And right leg down. All right, let's bring the arms up over the head. Extend the legs opposite directions. Just give a good little stretch in both ways. So my feet are reaching one way, my arms are reaching the other. And then we'll do a sit-up. Stretch up, stretch forward. Let's stretch the legs again. Just kind of reaching forward, grabbing the toes, dropping the head down, stretching the lower body. We should probably do a little bit of abdominal work, right? We're gonna do a hollow hold. So I'm just gonna reach my arms back. I'm just gonna like kind of make a hollow, make my body real hollow, arch. I'm gonna hold that for a few moments. Really extend the legs. That's good. Bend the knees, bring the body down. We're gonna do some rope climbs, one at a time. Look up towards the ceiling and lift the chest up, right? So I'm going one at a time. I'm lifting the chest up, pretending like I'm grabbing a rope. Right side, left side, and you're just gonna go until you fatigue. You go fast in the beginning, just so you can get enough to where it's so sore you can't do anymore. Right and left, and right and left. 3, 2, and 1. All right, relax. Woo! All right, grab the feet, curl the toes, roll your body forward. Bring your hands down to the ground, walk the legs back. We'll do a child's pose, reaching the hips back, your arms forward, and drop the body down. So take a moment, just kind of stretch out there. Check the time. All right, perfect. Okay, let's do some more hip stuff. Again, we got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to work on? You let me know. I'm going to bring my feet out to the side here. I'm going to try and stack the knees one on top of the other. And my hands are grabbing the top of the feet. Just in the beginning to make sure the feet are out to the side. Bring my hands on my knees. And just bring the forehead in towards the knee. If you want to get some shoulder opening too, you can bring the right arm up and over the body and try and grab that opposite hand behind you. I have to use a towel to kind of get that one to work. Sometimes I feel that if I try to incorporate too much, I lose the integrity of the original one. So I'm just gonna work on the hips here. Just kind of going back and forth, working into it. All right, let's switch the sides. So you can just plant the feet and just twist your body all the way around. And then sit back down. You should be in the right foot position approximately. All right, so I'm grabbing my feet just to kind of pull them out to the side a little bit. I'm trying to stack the knees one on top of the other. And I really feel the stretch in that bottom leg, right? So, flex the toes. Make sure you just feel this in the hip joint. This should not be for the knee, right? The knee's not supposed to stretch. If you do feel it, bring the heel in a little tighter to your body. I'm using my hands to kind of help lift my hips up, like take off a little pressure. This one's a little difficult for me, so I'm using my hands to just kind of lift up slightly, and then I'll slowly sink down into it. All right. If you want to intensify it, bring the hands on the knee, bring the forehead into the knee. So just kind of working the hips here. All right. Let's switch the legs, or just bring the legs out in front of you and just back and forth, right and left, and then in and out. Just kind of getting those joints to move again. All right, do another spine twist here. Bend the left knee, pick the right foot up and over. So the heel and knee are kind of touching the same spot. My left arm goes up to the ceiling across the body. I'm going to push the knee back with the help of the elbow, and then I'm going to sink my hip down. As I sink my hip down, I'm going to lift my chest up and look to the back wall. So I'm trying to straighten my spine. The more my spine gets straight, the more I'll find an adjustment, right? That chiropractic kind of adjustment in your lower back. Use your eyes and kind of look back behind you. So my right hand here is like really close to my spine too. As close as I can so I can get my spine as straight as possible. And just look around to the back, twist, and twist. Good, switch up the legs. All right, bend the right knee, pick the left foot up and over. Reach that opposite arm. You should start thinking to yourself, right, for making it to class today, there's nothing better than getting this over with nice and early in the morning, at least early for me. Okay, use that elbow, push it against the knee. Drop the hips down to the floor. Try to get your spine nice and straight. And then use your eyes and look all the way around. And twist. You can grab like a towel or a mat on the ground, right? Just so you can get some more leverage. And then kind of twist. That's good. Bring the hand in closer to the body, right? My spine's nice and straight. It's possible. There you go. There's the first adjustment. Twist and twist and twist. Nice. All right. Release those legs. Let's cross the legs the opposite ways. Bring your body weight forward. And we'll sit down Japanese sitting style here for a minute. All right. Turn the wrists a little bit. So, all right. Nice work, you guys. Anything else? We can do another couple of those, working to those handstands. You guys work on your handstands? Doing some stuff against the wall? Maybe now that you're warmed up, you can do those after class. But get to a wall, kick your feet up, straighten your arms, keep lifting. Once you get those handstands down, then we're going to work on the handstand push-up. So I'll show you kind of these pike push-ups. So lifting the hips up to that downward dog, and bring my hands in, and I'm just going to bring my body weight forward. Forehead down towards the ground, and my elbows are in real tight. So the closer the hands are to the toes, kind of the better. Anyway, I'll show you one or two of those. This might be a little dangerous if you can't do it. It's kind of falling on the head. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's do a little bit more hip stuff. Curl the toes, and we're gonna sit down, and we're gonna kind of do that rocking the baby one again. So you're bringing the right leg up, and we're gonna try to pull, try and get our arms wrapped all the way around our legs. Just kind of go back and forth to the right. Or pull the knee in towards your body slightly, right? Just kind of gently going side to side. So this is all going to help for that lotus position, you know, when your feet are folded like that. So this is some of the preparatory stuff for that lotus, right? So eventually you can sit, there's half lotus, right? So I'm just sitting here, sinking my hip down again. So this is just a stretch to kind of help you get in that position. Again, so this should just be for the hip. If you're feeling it for the knee, then kind of back off. Just let the foot just drop down away from the body a little bit, right? If your knee's feeling good, kind of pull it into the body back and forth. This is a really good one for the lower spine too. Hopefully you guys feel that. All right, bring the leg out in front of you, back and forth. So whenever I do a lot of stuff that could potentially stretch the knees, I like to reset things, kind of getting my legs back and forth. Go to that squat position. And just sink the hips back, open up the stance a little bit, back and forth, right? I try to do this one every day. I think once I started learning and incorporating this into my regular kind of everyday practice, my lower back got really good. Started waking up with less pain. And then if you don't have a chair, right, you can always just sit like this. All right, bring the hands down, knees down, reach the arms forward, sink the hips back. Child's pose. All right. Fantastic job, you guys. And One thing, if you've never tried it before, is like the ohming process. Have you guys ever tried to do ohms? And it's kind of weird doing it with like a bunch of people. So you can do it after class or on your own, but it's kind of good getting into that, I don't know, the vibrations of going through that. It kind of resets and recalibrates things. So you just kind of take a deep breath. Just, you know, try that like just anytime no one else is around, I guess, to kind of see how that works for you. All right. And it kind of helps you with the breathing too. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Try to take a moment or two, right, to just kind of relax and close your eyes. So eventually we kind of work into our meditations, right? Have some kind of mantra. It's just a word that has no meaning. You try to, we can go over that another time, but just relax and then let your mind go through its thoughts, you know, whatever it needs to do, you kind of let it go through like a train passing right by you. The thought pass, right, as you relax. And then your mind kind of searches for the answers. Your subconscious kicks in. So, yep, let me know if there's anything else. I think we're about time.
Thank you, Conrad. Great session.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. If you got any questions, again, I'm working on some materials for you.
Great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, you guys.
See you next time.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.